Thanks for joining us once again. We're really looking forward to showing you and talking to you about our KeyDigital iOS app, the free app called KD app. So we're very excited because this is another living organism. Software just continues to develop, continues to get stronger, more mature, more reliable, offering more and more features. And now at this point, the KeyDigital app has become the perfect, it's a perfect step-in point for your commercial applications on a budget. We started this off with like bar and restaurant in mind with our AV over IP systems. It's now matured to be an all-in-one integrated system for presentation spaces, conference rooms, lecture halls, and more. And it's not just like an app that says output 1, output 2, output 3, input 1, input 2, input 3. You get all of the user-friendly names. The user will create presets based on their usage of their KeyDigital system with their app-ready device. And as I mentioned, it gets stronger and stronger. We now have CEC control on our presentation systems. We have integrated systems control, not just in those presentation systems, but even our professional switchers as well. It's going to be the perfect thing for your client to have an app that starts controlling the system, and then potentially even could be something that you'll use to sell them on a control system in the future as well, when they get a little more money to put at the application, for example. And, you know, I should say, it's not just for budget-minded applications. It's even for, it's even an elegant solution for a simple interface for your client. And we all know that is in high demand these days. Less is more, as they say. So speaking of control systems, KeyDigital has the two apps that you'll find on the Apple App Store, right? You've known us for our Compass Control Pro system that's been on the market since 2012. What is Compass Control Pro? It is a complete control system. So not just the KeyDigital products, but other third-party products that are integrated with it. And you need more advanced two-way communication, for example. That's when you'll go with Compass Control Pro. So is it Compass Control? No, this is not Compass Control. This is a totally separate app that initially started on the focus of just controlling the KeyDigital device. You know, things like our multi-viewer, for example, the MLV 4x2 Pro that we'll look at. People saw how cool the control was, the IP-based control, and they saw our free web UI also, and they wanted it in an app without the need for programming a control system, for example. And then that kind of continued to build with our AV over IP in bars and restaurants, house of worship, places like that, you know, they just wanted to control video routing. And so that brings us to the first system that is app ready, answering what systems are KD app ready. Well, let's go here with our 4K AV over IP, because this is so much more than just AV routing, right? You've got into the device. So again, it's not called input 1, 2, 3. You'll see DirecTV 1, Apple TV, Roku, whatever the name is of the encoder or the decoder for each display. You can establish other AV routing as desired. And then you could create a preset out of that. Again, I'll say bar and restaurant. So set it up for how you want it first thing in the morning, every time that you open the restaurant. And create a preset called open mode, right? Or opening, so on and so forth. There's video preview. So we actually have a thumbnail that refreshes every few seconds so that you could just look at the app and see what each encoder is broadcasting into the system. And of course, as pictured here, very popular, the finger drag video wall gesture control. So you just select a source and drag your finger across the screen to manage your video wall much, much easier than how that used to be done with specialized computers and all sorts of things in the years past, right? And now we have two brand new features to talk about: source and display control. They are amazing. So what is a professional control system like Compass Control? Remember I said it's when you need to control peripheral devices? Well, we've taken the next step here with the KeyDigital app. And now we can control your connected displays, and we can control your connected sources. And you see at the bottom of this iPad here, the control UI that we give you. So arrivals, I press that button, I want to power it on. I'm going to send an IR command to that display. Which display? I want to select cable 2 on the arrivals display, and I see that control panel at the bottom where I can go with my channels up, down. I could use my page buttons up and down. So now we're controlling not just the KeyDigital AV routing, but turning on and off the displays, controlling volume on those displays, controlling your cable boxes, Apple TV and Roku as well via IR. So we get to really, this does just about everything. You know, the thing it doesn't do, when do you step to Compass Control Pro? Be like, if you need to control a third-party audio DSP type system, right? Control lighting controls and more. So, but this gets you a good amount of the applications covered. So I mentioned displays and sources. I dropped some of the names: LG, Samsung, Sony, Vizio. Now, those consumer display brands, for the most part, throughout the last 5 to 10 years, even, a lot of those brands, they've just stuck, fortunately, with one IR command remote, if you will, that controls their entire lineup. They do that. We took that one remote that is pretty much universal, or if not a universal, then the most popular. And those are the control codes that we're using for these displays. We also have PJ Link. PJ Link is a commercial projector display protocol that it is multi-brand. P, not IR, which a lot of people like and prefer, in fact. But this display control feature for IP Link is over KeyDigital management software only, not the KeyDigital app. We wanted to mention it here. Reach out to our sales or tech team, and we'll be happy to clarify that for you. How about the sources? Again, we took the most common cable boxes, not only in America, what are the most common, and we broke it regionally, okay? DirecTV, huge in the bar restaurant side, obviously. Comcast has many strongholds regionally throughout the US. Cisco HD Explorer, which is part of the, I think this is what they're using in the Spectrum cable side. Aris, very, very popular in Canada. Motorola as well. This brand has come up, and we also included SkyQ for our partners in Europe and other countries throughout the world. So America, Canada with the Aris box, SkyQ hitting a large amount of potential opportunities internationally, and then your streaming devices, Apple TV and Roku. And we really, we try to cover as much as we can, and you'll see it's a simplistic control, as you saw that the button set, and how it's done is just in our KeyDigital management software. You have a drop-down menu to choose what either is the feature disabled, or what is the display that you want to control, what is the source that you want to control. So that brings us to our presentation solutions, which are, of course, app ready. And we've already shown you a video here in the IAVC sales course. You can view it. The app is meant to basically integrate an entire solution without any programming. Solution that helps that any user could come in and plug in their laptop to be a video conference host, switch so that any of the employees sitting around the table can have their content on the screen. The app will control the displays as well. So you see here the default look of the app, we have our switching, our sources on the left-hand side, and we get in the text there, you could actually see, that's the friendly naming that we could adjust. And on the right-hand side, we could turn on and off the displays, up to 2 displays that are connected, and they must be CEC supported. This is control over HDMI. You don't need to connect any additional wiring, or no IR, no RS-232. And now control our PTZ camera, the KD Cam USB. This is controlled over RS-232. The app sends the commands, if you may recall, and the the presentation switcher will convert that incoming IP string to RS-232 to control our cameras, pan, tilt, zoom, call presets, etc. And we have our amplifier, which can be which has RS-232 control. You could even adjust a mic mix through that product as well. So it really completes or creates a completely integrated solution, just like as it does with our KD Pro 2x1X, KD Pro 4x1X. These are our Pro HDMI switchers. So these products come in at a lower price point than most of the presentation solutions because they don't have the integrated HD base T, for example. But excellent price point, you can still have a fully integrated system. You've got your, again, you see the video source selection on the left-hand side, you see the amplifier integration and the camera integration. So just a simplistic look at a lecture hall, for example. You could have, or a training room, or even just a presentation space, like in a conference center, for example. You could have either HDMI connected laptop as your selected source, so that folks could either present from a table location or from a lectern location, for example. And you can de-embed the audio from the Pro switcher into our amplifier, have a microphone plugged into the amplifier with and you can, and the amp, the KeyDigital app will once again send commands over IP that are then converted to RS-232 to be output and control the amplifier. What other products are app ready? Currently, we have our KD MAX 8x8. This is a 16x8 audio matrix. So you got 8 inputs with analog and digital. You could actually connect both at the same time. And you could select any of those 16 sources. You could adjust the volume on your output side. You could do muting control. You see here the routing that we do in here with the volume slider at the bottom of the screen. So this is an example of the audio matrix preamp, the MAX 8x8, being used with our AV over IP system. This is a project that's been installed for multiple years now, and very simple, just controlling the video routing through our AV over IP system. Now we could have the source control added with some of those AV over IP products. I think in this project, they actually just used, added an encoder per video source, and the video sources were named as what channel they're always on. So ESPN, ESPN2 versus DirecTV box, right? And then you have your zones for your audio matrix, you know, the main bar, the dining, the restrooms, the patio, and you could select what you want to listen to and adjust the volume for that zone, all from the app without any programming whatsoever. We also have our video wall processor, KD VW 4x4 Pro, that has a variety of video wall implementations built in. So you could either choose any of those video wall layouts, 8 video wall modes, or as we see on the left-hand side, we could choose switcher mode, which will then allow you to just use this as a 4x4 video matrix. That's why it's called 4x4. It creates a video wall with 4 total panels. So it's truly a 2x2 video wall, but there's 4 HDMI ins, 4 HDMI outs. So you can use this to create a large display, one large display, or have 4 individual images. Kind of similar to that is our multi-viewer, KD MLV 4x2 Pro, which allows you to have up to on a single screen. So this is a way to almost make a video wall out of just one really large screen or perhaps a projector. Great for gaming, either side by side video gaming, or even sports caves, watching football games, for example. This is the product for that. And there's a free app to control it. Very popular device for us. And of course, our matrix switchers, KD MS 4x4G, KD MS 8x8G, are also app ready. Why? Because they're IP controllable. That's really what you have to look for. As long as it's IP controllable, it's going to be app ready, because we've now had the app for a few years. And so we're always thinking about how to make the installer's life easier, and how to make the end user's experience better. So here with our matrix switcher, we're going to look at applications. Here, now, because this matrix switcher doesn't just do, let me rewind here, doesn't just do HDMI. There's also these audio de-embed ports. And so in a residential application, you can switch video and audio together. So we have the HDMI leading to the display in the zone, and then we have the audio being broken out and fed into your multi-zone audio amplification system. And usually in a residential application, they want to watch and listen to the same thing at the same time, right? Or how about in a ballroom installation, more on the commercial side? We could, even through our app, do in-pin audio switching, so that you could send any video source to any display or projector at any time, but they perhaps want to keep the audio 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3, 4 to 4, like as de-embed of the inputs, right? So that then they could be fed into a matrix, into a mixer or DSP. And that's functionality is all supported in the free app. You could see at the bottom there, we have video and audio switching together. Then you have the presets button. Then you have video only switching or audio only switching. So how does the KeyDigital app work? Well, it works over your network, of course. So the first thing that you have to do is get your app ready device and configure its network settings. A lot of times that's done over KeyDigital management software, KDMS Pro. If you're on our website, just use the search in the top right corner and search management, and then you'll go right into the KDMS Pro page, and you'll go to the downloads tab to grab that software. Some of our other devices, some of the devices that have been around for many years, you do have to set up using a terminal software like Putty, and we have setup videos for that that are very easy to follow along with. Most of the devices nowadays, though, again, use the KeyDigital management software. You could even do it over USB. So all the devices where you've seen that USB emphasized throughout the presentation here, those are those devices. USB service port. You could set your friendly names. You could just hit a checkbox for, yes, I have a camera. Yes, I have an amplifier. I could use drop-down menu to select my sources and displays that I need to control, for example, all there in the KeyDigital management software. Then you open up your KeyDigital app, right? You download it from the App Store. You open it up. As soon as the app loads, you're going to press the button for devices, and it will begin scanning your network to find your app ready devices. Once it's found the devices, you could enter. There will give you like a button that you could add many devices on your same network that you could select each device. Perfect for classrooms. Many classrooms can have an app ready system, conference rooms, for example. And so you entered the device and it gives you that pre-built control UI. Perfect. It's very quick. You're in and able to control right away. Here is a look at those when you do have multiple devices on the same network. You just see that rectangle there that you could choose. And you could even see the naming where it says demo right now. That is where we actually show the device name. So if I wanted to name one conference room, one boardroom, one training room, that is where we would see that name. So you just go ahead and download the app. You could demo, you could scan your network. If you have KeyDigital app ready devices on the network, you could connect and you can control. So thanks once again for joining us. We really appreciate you being here with us today. And if you have any additional questions, please reach out, sales@keydigital.com.